Hello, and welcome to Japanese Craft Beer Reviews. Well, today's beer is most definitely not Japanese, but it was imbibed in Japan. And the beer in question is the one you see. It is made by Cantillon. It is called Cantillon Gran Cru Bruocsella 2010. So this is a 2010 vintage of the Gran Cru made by Cantillon. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the brewery first, and then I will tell you about the impressions of the beer. I drank this with three other friends at a sampling session about a month ago, and it was one of the many great beers that day, and actually this is one of the most special. So, an aged Grand Cru. But first, Cantillon. Cantillon is located in Brussels, and they were founded in the year 1900, so they've been going for a while. It is a family brewery, and they brew exclusively Lambic beers. And the brewer is rather famous for kind of helping keep the Lambic style alive, and actually he was kind of an ambassador for it. So a lot of people, I think, took inspiration from him and began making Lambic style beers. And in fact, it's apparently the only traditional Lambic brewer located actually within the city limits of Brussels. Here. What is Lambic? Lambic is a style of beer made from barley malt and unmalted wheat. Generally, around 2/3 of the malt bill will be barley malt and 1/3 unmalted wheat. And it undergoes spontaneous fermentation in large open pans called coolships. They are exposed to the air overnight for one night and then put in fermenters. So basically whatever lands on the wort is what becomes, what gets the beer going and begins the fermentation. They also use old hops, aged hops that are dried, so they're not looking for any bitter hop character there at all. And generally aged in oak and blended, bottled, and bottle conditioned. And half of Cantillon's production is actually gueuze, which is a blend of young and old lambics. So a lot of lambics are blended, and it's kind of a little magical thing they do. They also have many fruit-flavored beers. If you go online, you can see many of those. And things like Vigneron, which is made with Muscat grapes. When I first had that, I was quite shocked by it. It's has quite a character. And Cantillon also has the museum, the Brussels Museum of Gueuze, which you can visit. And they have tours, too, by reservation or self-guided, plus tastings. So now, let's look at this beer here, the Lambic Gran Cru Cantillon Bruocsella 2010 vintage. And this is an unblended Lambic. So it was aged for 3 years and then re-fermented for a bit, and it had no secondary bottle fermentation at all. Bruocsella is the old Dutch name for the town of Brussels. And the beer cost, well, I checked online, the average cost on, winefinder.com, I believe, would be 6,765 yen, and that would be $45.30 in US dollar terms, and in euros, 41 euros 65 cents. Of course, that's the price for this vintage now. It was probably much cheaper back then. 5% alcohol by volume and 25 international bittering units. So, interesting beer. It was quite aged, so this was 14 years old, and it had an aroma of apples, honey, toasted malt, a little bit of light vinegar, and the taste had also honey and apples in it, and a light sourness. It was nice, but not exceptional, I think. I think it probably would have been a little better had it been a little fresher, but still very interesting to try at this time. And on Untapped, there were 831 ratings, and this is for all vintages of Gran Cru, the Gran Cru Bruocsella, and the average score was 4.0 3.17, very, very high. And Beer Advocate, 344 ratings, and the average is also high, 3.93. So for all vintage here. So Bruocsella, Bruoc is an old word for marsh, and Cella, home. So home in the marsh is the origin of the name for Brussels. So a really interesting beer. I don't know if you can find this anywhere. If you look online, you may find some vintage sellers, but the friend who we had it with actually kept it for a long, long time. He bought it quite a while ago. So, but if you are interested in trying some unusual beer, try anything by Cantillon, and you will not be disappointed at all. In fact, it will broaden your view of beer. That's it for now. Please take care, stay healthy, drink good beer. Bye-bye.